Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Pride FT. The FT stands for Football Thoughts. If you're a Chelsea fan, apologies. You know, we're having a hard time. You're having a hard time. If you're not a Chelsea fan, don't watch this. Or do. I mean, you might actually enjoy the pain and the suffering that we're going through. More losses. L upon L upon L. It's a tough time. As ever, to get me through these tough times, I'm joined by my illustrious co-host, Clark. Clark, how are you doing?
Not too good, bruv. After that Arsenal defeat, I'm not too good. We're on a 9-loss streak or a 9 non-win streak or whatever that's called. We are on the worst form since fucking time begun. It's just, yeah. I mean, I think I speak for everybody. A Chelsea fan. It's so demoralising, and the amount of shit we're getting online is mental. Like, we're getting people got to understand we was third last season.
Mhm.
Like, they're treating us like we're Norwich.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. No, there's definitely been. I mean, football fans, obviously, we all know every football fan is quite fickle. And
Yeah, very.
Yeah, you're only as good as your last game. So I think definitely a lot of people are getting quite carried away with the. I guess it's not a hype train; it's the anti-hype train.
No, it's the hype train just to shit on Chelsea. That's all it is. Because if they don't do it now, next season when we inevitably become good again, fingers crossed.
True.
They won't have an opportunity. So they're taking everything they get now.
That's a good point.
And they'll be like, "Oh, Lampard shit." But we know, like we don't care anymore. Like, you can say what you want because we agree.
Yeah,
we're the first ones to say it. We're not delusional, bruv. No. We're not saying, "Oh, we're better than that." We're not. We're shit.
We know we are. We're shit, and we know we are. So I heard you mention Frank Lampard's name. Let's just jump, obviously, right into the game that precedes this show.
Yeah, we're not going to cover this too much.
No,
but 3-1 Arsenal. I'm guessing everybody watched it. Everybody and their nan watched it, just to see us get absolutely smoked. And what happened? We got smoked.
Yeah.
So,
what did you expect? Did you expect the exact thing?
I expected worse, to be honest.
Okay, yeah.
I expected 5-6-0. I mean, it could have easily been that.
Yeah,
Kepa made a couple great saves, to be fair.
Yeah.
But again, the defense isn't there to let him not save stuff, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, I was expecting worse scoreline. I didn't expect. I expected what we saw from ourselves. We got a very lucky goal in Madueke. I say lucky, you know what? He pushed for it all bloody night.
Mm-hmm.
And credit to the lad, he got his first goal in the Chelsea shirt against our London rivals. So we love all that.
Yeah.
But again, I would say it's not that. I don't think it was a scrappy goal, was it? But you know, it's just in the times that we're in, like, it's just not relevant at all.
No.
And it didn't change the course of the game. I thought, it might pick us up a little. No, it done fuck all. It done nothing. If anything, we thought, we scored. We can actually sit back a bit now. Like, it's ridiculous, bro.
Yeah.
How did you think it was going to go?
I mean, yeah, same thing. As people could see in the video, I've been moving, so like my life is everywhere at the moment. Everything's a bit crazy, so I haven't really been being able to focus on Chelsea, which has actually been pretty good, I think, for my mental health. But but obviously I was buzzing because I love, I hate Arsenal. I love watching Arsenal Chelsea games normally. And but yeah, I had absolutely zero hope that we would pull anything out of the bag, and I think, which is worse, I had zero hope that any of the players would even turn up and put a fucking shift in, let alone get a result. So completely expected. They literally could have been slumping us like 7-0 by the end of the first half. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, literally.
They absolutely battered us, and we had nothing. Absolutely nothing.
We had no response to anything.
I know, it's just
no
weird.
Response to anything.
I find it so weird. I mean, they're professionals. They're all really well paid. They're a prestigious club who, we are literally the most successsul club in the last
top
25
ones,
years.
They've all got accolades after them.
Yeah, exactly. We've got World Cup winners, we've got Champions League winners, we've got FA Cup, Premier League Cup, Club World Cup.
We've got everything.
Super Cup winner, like every Aspie's literally won every trophy available.
Yeah.
Poor lad, he's so shit. But I don't know, like literally none of them can rise it. as you said, we don't want to go into the game too much because we did that in our post-game reaction.
Yeah.
We talked about it more. So if you want to find that, you can find it on the channel. But I think it would be good, though, just to quickly go through just some of the players, like maybe standouts and letdowns.
Yeah.
Because I think it's important to just keep an eye on these lot because we can't just let them get away with it, right? So the first name I've got to bring up is Raheem Sterling. What's going on?
Oh, honestly, I just he's moved here from Manchester City, and it's all just gone downhill because of everything that happened with the club. But what do you expect? At the same time, if he knew that it was in administration because it was before that, wasn't it? Before the transfer window.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah,
so it's new owners. Okay, he thought, they're going to win. There was no chance we was going to win the Premier League this season with new owners. It's not happening. So I don't see why he's disappointed in that because you can tell that he is. And even on, I don't know if you guys watch, the Chelsea TV stuff, with the club and that. But when Sterling was on it the other day, he just looked like he didn't want to be there at all. And that's just PR stuff. That's just answering questions and having a laugh, and he still doesn't want to do it. So it's is he just embarrassed now? And he's just he's getting played out of position from Lampard constantly. And it's just he just doesn't deliver at all. And then his defensive duties are non-existent, honestly.
Yeah. No, I know. I was obviously because it in the last summer, it was kind of billed as the Jesus signing or Raheem Sterling, and obviously Jesus went to Arsenal, and they've always had a good season. But just want to add that since he's come back, they've had lots of really bad results, so he's clearly not that important to their system. And yeah, we got Raheem instead, a £45 million purchase. Yeah. I think he's on $300,000 a week as well, something mental.
It's ridiculous.
It's really high. And he was supposed to be that guy as well. He's somebody with really, really good goal scoring and assisting pedigree in the Premier League. He's been a Premier League player since he was 16. And he's not even that old now. He's born in the same year that we are. He's born in December 94. So
bloody hell.
Yeah, he's not even
28.
He's not even he's only 28. So in theory, he's at the prime, in the peak of his career, but And it's really tough, isn't it? Because the whole squad is shit, the whole situation is shit. So
yeah, but he reminds me of them players. I saw a thing about Hazard. Not anything bad, but Hazard can get away with this. And when I say get away with it, in training, he'd turn up late. He wouldn't care. He wouldn't train hard because he just knows when he's on that pitch, he's got it.
Dogs.
He's got it, bruv.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Whereas Sterling, I think he's got the same mentality, but not the same attitude when he's on the pitch.
Yeah,
just Hazard would walk on that pitch knowing that he's done about half an hour training in a week and knock out 3 goals or something, ridiculous stats, going through people and everything. Sterling, it just looks like he doesn't want to be there at all. And I'm guessing he's not showing up for training either. But if he is to get into the team, why do the training to get into the squad for the starting 11 and then put absolute fuck all into the game?
Yeah, it's a really weird one with him. I hope that he's just literally a victim of the organisational situation that we have at the club. And that's
Is he going?
It's mad. I literally just said about how fickle football fans are. I swear down, I wouldn't mind seeing him go.
I wouldn't mind seeing him go.
I was quite excited and happy for him to come in, but
I was, but you know what? I can't deal with that attitude. I can't deal with the pretty boy, I'm good, everybody praise me attitude. And to put absolute zero effort in. You could see it in the Arsenal game, especially, and the game before that. Who was it? Brentford. It was shocking. Absolutely, always out of position, constantly out of position. I'm sorry, but he bloody is. And I don't think he brings anything to the squad. So
no, I know. Yeah, literally.
Yeah. I want to free up that wage packet for someone who actually gives a shit,
who deserves it. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Next name I'll mention then, obviously the goal scorer, Noni Madueke, which is, I think, important to go to because he provides an opposition, a contrast to what we saw with Raheem Sterling on the other side on the field.
Literally.
And shows you that, although the team are a shambles and we know we're a mess, you can still have good stand-up performances.
Look what happens when you put a bit of effort in.
Yeah.
He loves that badge. You can
Yeah.
tell he loves that badge. He wants to play for the club. He wants to get the club the best result possible. He was running his head off like a chicken, whereas Sterling runs like a chicken. So it's like, it's a difference of someone who's had major success and someone who hasn't.
Yeah.
And I think it's either Raheem's just lost that that appetite for success because he's had so much of it at City.
Yeah.
Still not Champions League though. But like if you got Madueke on the right and you're meant to be you're on 300 grand, you're 28 in the prime of your life,
Yeah.
and you're getting outplayed significantly by someone who's how old is Noni?
22, just
22.
come from bloody PSV Eindhoven.
Exactly. So you're getting outplayed by Noni, 22, from PSV, who most people don't know. How has that happened? How has this contrast happened? But it's not just one game. It's every game.
Yeah, it's been a whole season of it, really.
It's the whole bloody season. What has Sterling done, bruv? Like, seriously, why is he getting started over bloody Mudryk?
I know. But kudos to Madueke. I hope to see more of him play.
I love Madueke. He needs to be starting. He needs to be starting because we need people with that energy.
Yeah, he suits the Premier League, doesn't he? He's such a good dribbler and so I don't know. Like I love the way he runs. Like his whole
mate. He took on four people.
Yeah,
4 people. Run through him like it was nothing. And then guess what? At the end of it, no one's there. It was Kante, and Kante fucked it up. Yeah. Which we love Kante, so I can't say a bad word. But he's just come back. It's not fair to bring the lad down, and I love Kante. But like Madueke actually made that run.
And so next person then to highlight, I think would be good is obviously Mykhailo Mudryk, the very controversial figure in our
very
squad
controversial.
And in the Premier League.
Yeah.
For reasons that aren't really anything to do with him and the way that he's played. More to do with rival fans. What do you reckon?
You know what? Like, I've written this in the notes as well. Why isn't he starting every game? Like, he came on at whatever minute it was. What was it? 10, 15, 20 minutes to go or something?
He came on the 71st minute.
Exactly. So you got 20 minutes to do what you can. And guess what he done in that fucking 20 minutes? He created more chances than any other player of either side. He created 3 chances in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Why isn't he starting? And we got fucking knobhead Sterling instead, who done absolutely no. He's probably created 3 chances the whole season. So it makes no sense to me. But yeah, what do you think? Do you think Mudryk should be starting?
I just don't get it. The treatment of the players that have come in, with great
Enzo. It's like he's just come in and everybody loves him.
Yeah, I know.
Has Mudryk said something?
Yeah, I don't know. It literally might, as we've said before, maybe a fitness thing, maybe a fact that he didn't play a lot. He didn't just come off a World Cup like Enzo, a World Cup win like Enzo has.
It's been since January.
Oh, well, I was going to say, but I was going to say like that, but that excuse can't last for this long. It's been 4 or 5 months since we signed him, nearly. So he's not that knackered. He's in the Premier League. He's in the Premier League club with Premier League trainers and PTs and gym facilities, and he's playing mostly. So it's very weird. I don't know. I don't really get it. It doesn't. With Frank Lampard, it's weird as well because remember how much juice he was able to squeeze out of the Werner fruit. He loved just having a speedy option. Like somebody who was unbelievably quick. And I think that although Mudryk sometimes his technique can look a bit iffy, his technique can look a little bit iffy. I think he's got more about him than Werner ever had in terms of actual ability to play ball.
I definitely think so.
Not as much of like an on-site shooter as Werner was. Obviously, we knew he shot on site, but he missed most of the shots.
But I think he can be an assist machine.
Yeah, but I feel like he could be a really dangerous part, like almost like Gabriel Martinelli is to Arsenal. Like he's not the dribbler, he's not a creator like Saka is. That's more Saka's role, but he balances out their team because he's very, very quick, and he's a half decent finisher as well, and he's still very young.
It's like Madueke would be our Saka.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, you've got that kind of balance of the speed demon on one side, the more technically gifted, more creative
Yeah.
player who, if they could pick out a ball to the back post, you should expect to have that fast one coming in. I mean,
Exactly.
it's all, it's all hypotheticals, but I'm just trying to paint a picture of how they could work together, as
Yeah.
a good combo. I guess what's tough is that there's no one in the middle to kind of link them together and work with.
Exactly.
Obviously, we saw Aubameyang in the first half absolutely stink it out.
Yeah.
Who it's funny how he started both Arsenal games. You'd
And he's
thinking,
shit.
yeah, exactly. You think because it would get him up for it, and he'd have
the thing is, the thing is that who did he bring on? Shai Havertz.
He did bring on Shai Havertz, but Shai
At
Havertz
half time.
But Shai Havertz was I hate to say it wasn't so bad though when he came on. Like he seemed to work better than Aubameyang had. But then again,
I can't remember him touching the ball.
No, I mean if I look at his heat map, he is like Havertz is all over the pitch, and actually most of the touches he had were just next to the centre circle, so he was nowhere near goal at any point. And to be fair, he didn't even come close to scoring.
No,
but I don't know. Maybe he looked a bit more cohesive, and Aubameyang didn't. But then again, Aubameyang, what kind of service was he getting? Like the midfield was absolutely dominating, which is a shame to say because those three players you would probably say are our best three midfielders, and Kovacic, Enzo, and even Kante, unfortunately, put in stinkers.
Kovacic needs to go, bruv.
Yeah, me too.
He's just not.
He really feels like he's another player that just doesn't even want to be. It can't be asked.
No,
I kind of get it for him because. Again, he's probably coming in. I don't know how old he is, but he's probably like 29, 30 now, or getting there at the very least. He's 28, so he'll be thinking as well about his future. And he's been. This is the longest he's ever been at a club at Chelsea, and obviously he's had success. But he's never
of it,
yeah. But I don't know. I don't think he's ever reached the heights that his potential maybe suggested he could have.
He got a Player of the Season 2020, I think it was, or 2019.
Yeah,
one of them. So I think back then he was brilliant. Like in that Champions League, the 2021, 2020-21 season.
Yeah,
he was absolutely brilliant and clinical for us. But now I don't know. It's just like he's just dropped off, like a lot of other people have.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I know it's stinky, very stinky, but. He's out clearly. There's been a lot of mad shit, I think, going on behind the scenes at Chelsea. I would imagine a lot of players are probably thinking, "Bro, this ain't it, man. I need to."
This ain't it, Chief. Yeah,
and in a way, as it stands with the massive bloated squad we have and how many problems that's created, maybe they did that because they realised, you know what, a lot of these players don't even want to be here. We're expecting to get rid of all of them in the summer, so we need to buy loads ASAP to fill out the squad. Otherwise, we're going to have to go mad in the summer. So maybe it was something to do with that. All right, so. We've kind of touched on the Arsenal game a bit. It was shit. We didn't fight. We really didn't give it much at all. Another crap result. Who else
did you want to talk about? Did you want to talk about the man in question?
Well, we'll have to talk about Lampard. Obviously, definitely. Yeah, you're right. We should touch on Lampard briefly as well. Under Lampard, we've yet to win a game. We've actually had 6 losses in a row. He actually hasn't won a game since he's been here, which is fucking awkward for him. But that includes a loss to Wolves, 2 losses to Real, a loss to Brighton, a loss to Brentford, and obviously the loss to Arsenal. Literally can't buy a win.
Any draws?
We had the last draw we had was against Liverpool, but that was when Bruno Saltor was the manager. That was 1 month ago today. So it's been a real shitter, a proper shithouse season. Obviously, and a very terrible run of results. And Lampard looks as if he's come in and he's basically managed his way out of a job next time, because I don't see at this point anything he's done in his career now which anyone's going to look at with any kind of like, do you know what, this guy look like he's got potential.
Not even League 2, mate.
Yeah.
Like, no one wants him. No one will want him. Like, if say, for instance, Plymouth, I think they're League 1, aren't they?
They are League 1. I think they've just been promoted to the Championship.
Yeah.
Green Army!
But if they were managerless and Lampard went, oh, yeah, I'll take over, they'd be like, fuck off.
Yeah.
Like, are you joking?
Yeah.
Like, he's just absolutely, just take a break. I say, you know what? Retire. and just chill out.
Retire from management. Go and be a pundit because you're a good pundit. Everyone loves to watch you in the World Cup.
Just go and fucking play golf with the rest of them.
With Bale.
Like, Jesus Christ! Like every ex-footballer plays golf.
Yeah,
honestly, just go and fucking wank them off, bruv. Because be arsed like with you at our club. I fucking love you. I love you as a player, but my God, you are shite as a manager.
Yeah, it was mad because I tried to have as much hope as possible. I've seen people like Rory Jennings and George Benson get called out quite a bit for how buzzing.
I mean, we did though. We were buzzing
we
as
were
well,
quite excited as
but
well,
we don't have that audience for people to have a look at to have a go at us.
Well, maybe one day people will find this. When we've got a million subs, and they'll look back at our old videos and be like, "Look at these tits,
bloody pair of prats here." But like. I think we like. I'd admit I'm wrong as well, but I was hyped just to get Potter out, and now it seems like we've gone down another bloody ditch, and it's just like we're stuck in this hole again.
Yeah,
so
it's definitely been a grass is not always greener situation. No. I thought.
Have you ever known a team to have 4 managers in a season?
I'm pretty. No. I know they're a bit mental with managers in Italy, so I'm sure it's happened in Italy loads.
Yeah,
in Serie A, and I know Watford are owned by the same ownership group as Udinese, and I know that Watford like fire their managers like mental as well. So no, I haven't. But this season's been a particularly crazy managerial season.
Yeah. My God,
Sam Allardyce has just been bloody hired by Leeds for the last 4 games of the season to keep him up. Like it's just mental. They're the coach before him, Javi Gracia, was there for 11 games.
Mate, poor bastard, honestly, Sam Allardyce to come out of relegation. Yeah. Like you've just put one of the most defensive managers in to get you out of relegation.
That does not suit their squad at all. So very weird. I mean, they're currently sitting 17th, but they are level on points with Nottingham Forest, who are in the relegation zone. So yeah, it's not looking good for them, bro. But we aren't a Leeds show. We're not a Leeds show. We're a Chelsea show. So yeah, as I said, 6 losses in a row. We've currently after 33 games in the Premier League have 10 wins, 9 draws, and 14 losses. We've got 1.18 points per game. It is absolutely honking.
It's rough. It's rough.
It's really rough.
It's rough, and
especially as like Tottenham, who are also shite, and Liverpool are shite, are 6th and 5th respectively. Yeah. Because although they're shite and they're having a bad season, like
they're getting some scrappy wins.
They're getting some scrappy wins, and they're just. It's so annoying that they're walking into like European competitions and the money and the kind of prestige that brings. They don't deserve it. They haven't been good
not at all.
But we've been so bad that it looks good for them.
It's unfathomable how bad we are. If you told me last season we're 3rd last season, and the season before that we won Champions League. If you told me last season we're going to be, what are we 12th? Are we 12th?
We are currently 12th. Yeah, we are 11.
If you told me there's like 5 games to go or whatever it is, and we're 12th, I'll be like, you're having me on. You're having me on. It wouldn't happen. Wouldn't happen. And guess what? It's fucking happened.
It's fucking happened. I mean, Lampard was hired by the ownership group, and the ownership group hired Graham Potter. The ownership group sacked Tuchel unceremoniously. Apparently reasons in the background that nobody's telling us. No one still knows.
Yeah, and I've said this so many times. It couldn't have been that bad.
Yeah,
because Bayern Munich bloody got him. So
yeah, true. So I think really the culprits we have to look at the fucking ownership group, Clear Lake Capital, Egbali, Bowley. It's just I think chickens are really coming home to roost coming home to roost for them, because they came in with all the swagger and the cash money. And they were given the opportunity to buy the club by the fucking government who fucked us.
Yeah,
and
but cheap as well. By the way.
And they just showed themselves up in the club. Like they've taken in 9 months, they have put us in like real under financial scrutiny because of all the spending, which we don't know if it's like costed properly, and we don't know if it's sustainable. It's clearly not sustainable, but we don't know what it's going to mean for us in the future. And then to make terrible managerial decisions, like Bowley came in as like a fucking sporting director and was making transfers. Like, this is why I often tell people, being a billionaire doesn't make you smart. Being rich doesn't make you smart. It often makes you arrogant and a bit of a twat and completely separated from the real world. And clearly their arrogance got the best of them. And they, as American businessmen love to do, they love to swagger around and come in and think they can change it without any care or due process. They don't understand like the European sports scene. No. You can't just. You
and
can't
that's why we didn't want them. We didn't want them
exactly.
at all.
You can't just have fucking franchises like you do in America, where you could literally tank a season so you get a better player next season. That don't work in England, bruv. You can't tank a season for Chelsea. We'll get fucking relegated, and then you can't sign anyone. That's not how it works. So I just think the whole feel, and it feels for me like I'm being a bit xenophobic, maybe, because it's it's like, oh look, bloody Americans. It's a stereotype, of course, but I just think it's so blatant, isn't it, to see like the fucking the catastrophe that's happened this season because of them, because they are at the end of they are the root of everything that's happened. It was all down to them. It's their decision making.
Yeah. And just to go off Todd Bowley did put out a statement or such or speech, I don't know, saying, quote unquote, we've got the best league in the world, being the Premier League. We've got what I think is the top city in the world, being London, which I don't know about that. And we've got an unbelievable location in the top city in the world. No one cares about that. The fans are demanding and they want to win. No shit, Sherlock, right? We get that. We want to win. Our view is that this is a long-term project and we're committed to the long term, and we very much believe that we're going to figure it out, right? Instead of, do you know what this is? This is like asking your bird, can I go to the pub, right? And then she goes, yeah, go on then. But if you go, you're in shit. If you stay, then she has a go at you because she said that you can go, right? It's all a bit mental. So it's like, it's a catch-22 for them. You can't, like, you've come in, you should have just said Petr Cech and, what was her name?
Marina
Granovskaya. Right. Can we sit down? I'll give you funds. You do what you need to do.
Yeah.
Because I haven't got a Scooby. I know about baseball. No, he fired them and went, right, who can we sign? Right? But then, as you said, it's not like an American league where you can just be shit for a season and still be in that league. Like, it doesn't happen. Like, if we're consistently shit, we're out of leagues altogether.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, imagine Chelsea out of everything, out of every league.
Yeah.
Don't do that to me, man. But like, it's unfathomable. But then we thought this season was unfathomable, so you just never know. But yeah, he's come in, big dick, put his dick on the table, and apparently it's small. So
yeah, exactly. It's a lot smaller than we thought it was.
Exactly, and it's honestly a long-term project. How long do you want this to be, bruv? Because at this rate, it's gonna be like nearly 4 or 5 years to get everything sorted and flowing again.
Yeah.
Because you got rid of everyone at the back staff.
Yeah.
Everyone that built rapport with everyone under them. Morale, everyone from the sporting coach to the bloody medic to the bloody
groundskeepers.
we're lucky, even the groundskeepers, and we're lucky that our kit man stayed because he's vibes. But it's just like, he got rid of everyone, and then you just expect everybody to just, I don't know, mingle and become best buds. It doesn't work like that, No,
I mean, did you even see the story last, like, I think it was last week or earlier on this week? They literally had to rehire one of the physios. Because a lot of the first teamers complained that, like, why'd you get rid of him? Like, we really liked him. He was a good lad. And you just fired him for no reason. And then they had to bring him back. It's just embarrassing. And I want to mention as well, with the quote you said from Todd Bowley, what annoys me is that it's not even like, he's not even saying that in a public statement to like the fans, like on the website or I don't know, whatever platform or Twitter or whatever. He's doing it at these fucking, as typical CEO types, businessmen, not football club owners, businessmen. He's doing it at the fucking, whatever this is, the Milken Institute of Global Conference. One of these typical...
What the fuck is that, bro?
It's literally just networking for rich people, isn't it? But they can go and they can blow smoke up each other's asses and pretend they're all so clever because they've got a bit of money. And so he's doing this chat. And he's done one last year as well where he was going on about, about the sale and how great it is and the club and the potential. And they won an award as well for like the best acquisition of the year. It's like, bro, what a fucking sad life if you're...
So hang on, you got an award for buying something. You got an award for... Are you gone again? Hello? Fuck's sake. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Fuck it. Did I freeze on yours?
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't freeze for me.
Oh, right. I was just
What the
sitting there.
fuck is going on, man?
I don't know.
Fucking Discord.
Yeah.
You know what? Hang on. Let me call you on Discord instead.
Okay. Right.
Yo.
See
Right.
how we get on.
Fucking ridiculous this is. Just want to record a fucking podcast, man. It was fine last time.
Yeah, I know. Literally, no problems.
Fucking editing, man. Right. Okay. What? I don't even know what we were saying. Oh yeah. So you get an award for buying something. That's fucking mental.
Yeah, basically, some random like institute gave them an award for like the best acquisition of the year. I don't know. It's all
What
very
a
cringe.
load of bollocks.
It's all very cringe. But it's just annoying. Like, I don't want you at these stupid conferences, blowing your own trumpet and pretending how amazing things are. We very much believe that we're going to figure it out. Bruv, you can't. It took 7 years for their LA Dodgers team to win what they call the World Series because they're cringe and they only play people in America, and yet they call it the World Series. So make that make sense. They took them 7 years to do that. You ain't got 7 years, Brev.
No.
You don't.
And you can't get relegated.
And yeah, exactly. And also, they have to remember that when you contrast it to the City ownership situation and the Newcastle ownership situation, I think the two most recent kind of big changes in for big teams, maybe Newcastle you could say is not that big yet, but anyway. But the size of the deal and the job that had to be done to get those teams to where they are now, if you compare and contrast this directly to Newcastle, they have spent big money. They spent 60 million on Isak, who, by the way, is having a fantastic. If any of you are just football fans, look up Isak's like goals and dribbles from the last month. It's been amazing. But anyway, 60 million on Alexander Isak. Bruno Guimaraes from Lyon, that like everyone in Europe wanted for 40 million.
Yep.
And they've picked and choose, Kieran Trippier from Atletico, picked and choose decent, good players, and clearly have a much better understanding of how to be successful in the game because Arab owners, Arabs love football. They love the Premier League, so they get it. And just, and it shows in the way that those clubs, although are being bankrolled by two of the richest countries, they're state-owned clubs being owned by two of the richest countries in the world with unlimited funds, and sometimes some allegedly some dodgy financial doping with their sponsors allegedly. But they've done the process right. You know what I mean? Like, and so it shows you can do it. You don't have to do what we did. This isn't something that just happens to all newly bought teams. That's not normal.
No.
But yeah, what they did, they came in very arrogantly. They fucking threw the baby out with the bathwater, got rid of everyone who meant anything at the club, and just expected it to all go swimmingly. And it's a total and utter fucking disaster. And it's really frustrating as a fan because you have no control about what happens. You just have to take it on the chin.
No, exactly.
And it's like, it's okay for them because, again, franchises in America, they just move cities. You've seen that. It happens all the time, you know what I mean? Like, the bloody LA Lakers, they started in Milwaukee, bruv. That's like thousands of miles away. Yeah. But they can do that in with those sports because they don't care about fucking moving franchises about the country. No. But we've only got one Chelsea, you know what I mean? Like, it's an institution, a cultural institution. You can't just fuck about with something that's so special to so many people. It's just really fucking annoying that it's so to us. Why did we have to pull the short straw with the new ownership?
I know, man. Why couldn't we just get taken over by a bloody country?
It kills me.
Makes no sense.
And I don't even like that model. I don't like the fact that we're a state-owned clubs. I think it's bullshit and it's corrupt. I think it's weird.
I think it's a bit weird. Better than what we got. So
I just want us to be good at football, Brev. I'm just watching City games and they are slumping people.
Yeah. Left, right, and centre. So moving on, we got so Chelsea admirers of Sporting CP midfielder Manuel Ugarte
Ooh.
However, they are reluctant to issue any major signings until some current players are sold and Pochettino's appointment is confirmed. Why are we looking at players, man?
Yeah, literally.
Like, we've got about 17 million. Can we
Yeah,
get rid of some
you
first?
are putting the cart before the horse. We've got
Yes,
fucking players. We've got fuckloads of players. Where is the
exactly.
manager announcement? We need, like, if it's going to be Mauricio, get it done. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? We've got to get it done.
Why do we need another midfielder? Why do we need this sporting CP midfielder Manuel Agate? I'm sure he's brilliant. But we got Chukwuemeka there, we got Kovacic, we got Enzo, we got Kante, we got other people.
Gallagher.
We got Gallagher, Lewis Hall. Like, why have we got like these rumours of midfielders when we've got about 14 on the bench all twiddling their thumbs?
Yeah.
So it makes no sense. We've also identified a striker. Oh, sorry. We've identified that we need a striker, a midfielder, and a goalkeeper as transfer priorities this summer. Why goalkeeper? I can understand. Striker, fuck me. We needed that about 4 years ago. But like, what? Why do we need another midfielder when we just got 120 billion pound fucking Enzo? We got Kante back in the action. And we got Kova, even though he's not that good. But then, as I've just said, we've got Chukwuemeka coming through. He's not a bad player. And Lewis Hall. Why do we need to buy someone? Why can't we just have these homegrown players come through and play with these world champions? You know, like look, if you had Chukwuemeka and Enzo constantly playing, you think of how much he's going to learn from a fucking World Cup winner. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I know. I just don't know. There are definitely parts of our squad that need to be improved, and I do think in midfield, I think we can do better than Kovacic. If not for talent, at least for fit and just squad cohesion.
I get that. I get that, right? But the thing is that it's not a I wouldn't say it's a priority. I would say it's like secondary or even a third, like priority to get. I think a striker should be top, goalkeeper second, and then if we need a midfielder, if Kovacic goes or if anyone goes, then yeah, we'll bring one in. But we shouldn't be looking for him.
No, I mean, it's funny. You said like, why are we looking at this guy? I tell you why. Because his agent is George Mendes, the Portuguese super agent, who has been very connected with the new ownership group because they see him obviously as like a beacon of understanding, somebody that they've gone to get a better idea about what's going on. And obviously he just wants to sell as many players as he can. George Mendes, his players, because obviously it makes him a lot of money. So that'll be why he's being mentioned with the kind of talk. I don't know much about him. I have heard somebody talk about him on a podcast before as a potential midfielder option. So I'm sure he's pretty good. I think he actually is having a standout season for Sporting Lisbon. But no, I know what you mean. Like, definitely we need a striker. And Nkunku is already sorted, so he will come in. He's not actually a striker, which is annoying that we keep doing this, keep fucking getting players who aren't actually strikers. But he has had really phenomenal goal scoring seasons. So at least he has like that pedigree, which we Kai never had. I think his highest goal scoring season before he came to us is 17. Whereas last season, Nkunku had a 34 goal season, which is amazing. And shitloads of assists as well. So yeah, hopefully in theory that will work out. True, definitely goalkeeper needs to be sorted. I don't like Kepa. I don't trust Mondi. We need a legit Champions League level goalkeeper.
Yeah, definitely.
And again, if players leave, if Kovacic wants to go, then we will need another really quality midfielder too. But we just need this managerial thing to happen first.
The first thing we need is a manager. Obviously, that's settled in Pochettino, I think. But the first thing we need is a striker because no one can score goals, man. We need that instinctive striker. We're willing to offload RLC, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, this summer, apparently. Don't know why, I think he's all right. However, he will be forced to take a pay cut. He's on 150 grand a week.
Yeah. Yeah, he has been for years as well.
Why?
Well, I think coming out of the academy, he was our jewel of the academy. in his kind of age group. And so with that, obviously came a lot of hype, and we needed to pay him good money to keep him around.
Yeah.
And then he had
150 though.
I know, but he had that season with Sarri where he actually looked pretty good, and obviously got that terrible injury at the end.
Yeah.
And I think that solidified him for like a contract extension, and so he's been on that since. I can't imagine he's got long left, to be honest. But I agree with you, though. I don't see. I'd like to have him around. He feels to me like a player who understands that he's quite injury prone.
Yeah,
and that he can't be expecting to play every game.
I think since that big injury, I think he's lost a lot of confidence. But
yeah,
I think he's getting it back slowly but surely. You see him going in for bloody everything when he's on the field.
Yeah, I just think getting rid of him would be a mistake because he's so plug and play. Like he's quite versatile. Yeah. We've seen him have really good games and bloody right wing back. We've seen him have decent games in centre mid.
Yeah, I think keep him, but just lower his contract because fuck me, lads, you're not even getting played. 150 grand, Jesus Christ! I'd do that to sit on a bench.
Yeah, of course.
But like, AC Milan are hoping to convince him. Apparently, Ruben Loftus-Cheek is reluctant to leave his boyhood club and would need to be forced out by the next coach, expected to be Poch. I don't think Poch is going to force him out at all.
No, I feel like he reminds me in a way. Potentially a bit like Moussa Dembele at Tottenham. I don't know if you remember him. Absolute baller, like literally one of the most underrated Premier League players. One of those that you would call the streets won't forget players like Adel Taarabt. Like if you watch Premier League ball, you know how good Moussa Dembele was, and he was all about really good close control and dribbling. He was I think he was probably a bit beefier, a bit stronger than Ruben. But not as tall.
Ruben's a big bloke.
I know he is, but as in the way
I'd say they're about the same.
Well, the way that he uses his body, like the weight, the way that their weight is distributed, like because Dembele was shorter, he was really powerful. He's like Hazard, really powerful around the hips. You know, he had mighty hips, so people would come and try and tackle him, and he kind of like hip about the way. Yeah, he'd arse blast them. And he'd get past, and he was good at that. And he was a very impressive player to watch when he was on song, and that's exactly the same with Ruben. But yeah, no, I'd be ashamed to lose Ruben. But maybe Tomori's at AC Milan, Tammy's in Roma. Maybe it's just like a kind of a feeling that we can make it out there and have a good time. But I think that's the kind of player who you can still get a lot of good out of.
Definitely. We spoke about Noni Madueke earlier. He came out on Instagram and said he's immensely proud every time he looks down at the crest on his chest. He appreciates the support from the fans, and even in the most frustrating of times, and said, "We will rise with God's speed." I think that's quite a nice little gesture from him, to say that he actually is immensely proud when he looks at the crest. No one fucking else is. So, it's nice to hear once in a while to think someone's that not doing it all for the money. I know that money is a big part of it. But like just to have that sort of immense proudness that, you've done something for your team that you support and obviously got his first goal for us. So just wanted to add that in there and just say, he's a good lad.
Yeah, keep it up. Definitely. And what I like about it is it's not like your typical, cookie cutter, fucking chat GPT PR nonsense. Like
what do
Instagram
I
post.
say on Instagram?
Yeah, literally. Where you just get the same. Oh, disappointing result. We're going to keep working hard, and we'll be better. Yeah, exactly. What? We'll be better for the next one, which is all you get. Which is fucking annoying. Like Aspie used to do that a lot when he was like playing a lot as a captain. And he used to piss me off. It's like, come on, bro.
Reece James, they're all do all the bloody time.
It's so boring, and it's just like, look, I would rather
stop saying sorry.
I'd rather you don't post. I'd rather you don't post because this doesn't make me feel any better.
No.
And if you are gonna and if you are gonna post, do it from yourself. Don't do it from your fucking PR team because it's so fucking boring and cookie cutter, and it just shows.
And you can tell.
Yeah, exactly. So like everyone nowadays, we're so aware of what is fucking spin and what is real.
Yeah.
Apart from the boomers, that like we get it, we see it, we understand it, and it's just cringe.
What was I going to say? I was going to say so. All right, so Chelsea are likely to be forced into be given Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang away on a free transfer. Take him, bruv, I don't care. if they want to remove him from their wage bill due to potential suitors being unlikely to want to pay a fee for the forward, take him. Honestly,
Now,
he's just warming the bench.
yeah, now I get that. And I think there may be a few players or a couple players that we have to do that with. We have to write off a contract and just let them go on a free, because that's what Arsenal did with Ozil and Aubameyang, funnily enough. Two players with massive contracts and huge weekly wages that they, in the end, they realised that it's not good for the squad to even have you here. You know, it makes the squad feel bad that you're getting paid so much and you don't produce. You don't do anything. Yeah, you don't do anything. Yeah. So, yeah, I think it would be really important to try and move him on and get rid of him as easily and as swiftly as possible, because he was never going to make it here. It was never meant to be, especially after Tuchel left. Like, the game,
I don't even know why we got him.
Because Tuchel wanted him, and he'd had a previous relationship with him at Dortmund, and we needed a goal scorer, which we thought he could be for us. But again, as I said, Tuchel was literally fired the next game, after Aubameyang was signed. So it's just been a fucking mess from start to finish.
Talking of signings, we've completed another one.
There we go.
We've got Alex Matos from, is it Matos or Matos?
Yeah, it looks like Matos,
Matos from Norwich City. The documents and contracts were sealed in the last 24 hours. He joins in a free transfer with add-ons. I'll take it. It's free. I mean, I won't take, I won't say no to anything that's free. What do you reckon? Who is he? Do we know?
I know nothing about him. I'm sure people in the academy circles will know about him. I've just typed his name in on Google just to see what the crack is. And I've got a story from Sun here. He's a winger, so he's a right winger. He's appeared 8 times in the under-18 Premier League, scoring 1 and assisting 1. 18. Started his career at Luton, but then went on to go to Norwich. And so he's going to come from their under-18s and move straight into our under-21s, apparently. So
he's our 17th signing of the season.
Yeah,
17th signing of the season is absolutely nuts.
Yeah,
to say that we're 12th as well.
I know, and I guess quite a few of those signings have been youngsters like this in these positions. But so, are we really going to see him? Surely, though, we've got people in our academy setup.
I was going to say we've got people much better than him, so maybe he's just a sub,
Or it's just I guess it's a free transfer. He's clearly got some talent.
It's free, isn't it?
It must be interesting for them. So
yeah, we'll take it for free.
Doesn't mean much for the first team, but something worth keeping an eye on. Thank you, Fabrizio Romano, for giving us that very vital information. You bastard.
Here we go.
Yeah.
And here we go indeed. Petr Cech is now in the Hall of Fame. As he rightly should be. Why isn't John Terry there? We don't know. But Petr Cech is in the Hall of Fame, along with other people like Ferguson.
It was Rio Ferdinand, Petr Cech, and
someone else.
Who the flip was it? Come on, I'm going to find this now.
Have a look. But I'm pretty happy for Cech to be in there, and I think it's well deserved. One of the things that irks me, though, is I saw it on social media and they're like, when people say, oh, what teams he's played for? And the first team they said was Arsenal. I was like, that's not even like...
That's horse bukkake,
That's like not even like the kahunas of his fucking career.
Yeah.
Like, that was just an afterthought. That was just chilling.
Yeah.
But like...
That's bullshit.
Yeah, they said Arsenal. I was like, you're chatting wham.
Yeah, you're chatting
who else is in there?
Also, on the Premier League website, on the Hall of Fame's page, he is in the Chelsea kit, which is good. Petr Cech, active 2004 to 2019. He made 443 appearances in the Premier League. He's got 202 clean sheets, 4 titles, 4 Golden Gloves. He actually still holds the record for the most clean sheets in a season from his debut season, 24 clean sheets. Double century of clean sheets. Nobody coming close to his 202 clean sheets. He is far and above the best clean sheet keeper in Premier League history, which is amazing. 3 Golden Gloves, 4 league titles, and 11 seasons at Chelsea. Just an unbelievable player, truly deserving to be there. I believe, the best keeper clearly.
And a great bloke as well.
And a top bloke, And again, it was a shame to see him go the way he did. But he was also inducted this year alongside Tony Adams of Arsenal fame, Rio Ferdinand, Arsene Wenger, and Sir Alex Ferguson. And he does join Patrick Vieira, Wayne Rooney, Ian Wright, Peter Schmeichel, Paul Scholes, Didier Drogba, Aguero, Company, Alan Shearer, Thierry Henry, Cantona, Keane, Beckham, Bergkamp, Lampard, and Gerrard. So those are all the people who are currently in the Hall of Fame, and he definitely deserves to be there. And
I mean, if John Terry isn't in there next season,
well,
there's something going on.
John Terry obviously should already be there. I don't know why Company's in before him, but and he obviously isn't because of what happened against QPR and the allegations that were made against him. So the vibes are bad with Terry, and that's a shame. But maybe Ashley Cole, because we need Ashley Cole in there as well.
Oh, Ashley Cole, yeah.
There's no reason why he isn't.
I mean, best left back in fucking Premier League history. Let's be honest. He changed the game.
Yeah, definitely.
So don't know why he's not in there either. But, it's Premier League, probably some nice little envelopes being handed around. Anyway, we got a quote from Cesc Fabregas when he was, I think it was a post-match interview, actually, on the field. And he said he remembers, he says, I remember in April they signed Antonio Conte and he came to training ground. So this is just after... What was his name? Was it Hiddink?
Mourinho got sacked. Hiddink was in charge. We drew like 11 games in a row or something.
And then we got Conte. He came to the great training ground and spoke to us individually, planned what he wanted to do with us to start afresh, and we won the Premier League against Guardiola, Klopp and Mourinho, so it's not impossible. And you know what? It's a bit of a breath of fresh air to hear someone actually positive for once, and say, you know what, it's happened before. It's not impossible to turn this around. And I think he's made a great point there in that, we had a terrible season that season, and Hiddink, fucking hell, he's terrible. And then obviously Conte's come in, and after over that period of him speaking to people and getting them individually and say, this is the plan, lads. This is what's going to happen. And then, to go on and win the Premier League, you never know. Yeah. Is Pochettino that bloke?
I don't think he's as magnetic as Conte can be.
Oh, magnetic. Magneto over it.
I think Conte is, in the Mourinho mold where he's all about charisma and he's all about creating like a fucking dogged group of bastards who all really want to fucking play and win. Now, I think Pochettino has a similar style, actually. If you think about his kind of playing career, he was a bit of a bruiser, a bit of a bastard on the pitch.
Yeah.
And if you look at some of the games that he managed with Tottenham, like they could be bastards and bruisers on the pitch as well. Like they were in the Battle of the Bridge, they were like fucking hacking our players in half most of that game. So he definitely has a bite and aggression about him, and he can be very charismatic. So I think for our crop of players and our group, our general age profile and where the players are, I think he could kind of do that job. And it is.
How old is Poch?
51.
Is Poch 51? I thought he was.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a good age for this age group that we've got?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, to have already been a player, to have played for some pretty big clubs, to manage some pretty big clubs, and he has had success. He has won some trophies, mostly at PSG, so not like the most impressive.
I was going to say, but you got to remember at PSG the amount of ego he had to rein in, should we say. Yeah. So, we haven't got that big of egos here.
No. Exactly.
So it's like, Tottenham's just got that, heritage of being shit anyway.
Yeah.
So obviously they weren't going to win anything. But do you think he's the right bloke?
As good as anyone at this point, as good as anyone. Okay. I think his profile works. And I think, I don't think as Cesc says, I don't think we're going to be able to do anything like Conte did. I don't think we're going to. I mean, they won that Premier League season. Yeah. We literally, at the time, with a record amount of wins, it was 30 wins in the Premier League season.
Mate, I'll take top 4.
Bruv, we walloped it. But that's what I was going to say. But we've dropped so low, and the performance levels are so bad, the vibes are so through the floor, that I would just take an actual proper top 4 push and get back into the Champions League and try and get a foothold again and start making some proper cash money and people start respecting us again. Because
exactly.
If we continue to have terrible seasons like this, mate. I know, but it will continue if we don't show up. If we finish fucking 10th next season, it's not looking good, Brev, because football moves fast, and players are gonna be thinking, this ain't it, man. I want to go to a club who's proper, and they'll start going to Newcastle instead of us.
Yeah,
And
they'll
we
start
can't,
going to
and we
Newcastle.
can't be
They'll
having
start
that.
going to Tottenham. They'll start
Yeah,
going to Arsenal. Oh, shivers. But
yeah.
like, imagine Enzo leaving us going to Arsenal. By
Well,
the way, can I just
he's
bring up
contracted
Enzo?
until
Right?
2040. Poor cunt.
Yeah, it's true. But
Pardon the
like,
language.
can I just bring up Enzo a little bit? I saw someone put out on social media saying that is he any good? They've watched him a couple times and stuff, and is he any good? I think, aren't these people deluded? Right? This
Yes.
was coming. This was coming from a Liverpool fan,
Oh, of
right?
course. Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, if you compare his stats, which I did, compare his stats to Fabinho in
Yeah.
a similar role, isn't he? Like centre defensive, centre attacking, they're like just in between, aren't they? They're like, he's not a cam, but he's not a CDM.
Yeah.
And in the 13 games he's played in the Premier League for us, I think it's 13 anyway, he's done near enough like the stats that Fabinho has done this season, right? Compared to that in 13 games, and outshined him on many others. So like, long balls.
It's quite ironic.
88 accurate long balls.
Already,
88
Enzo.
accurate long balls, bro.
Guy's a quarterback.
That's
quarterbacking. Literally.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then like something ridiculous like, oh no, some ridiculous passes with a massive percentage of accuracy. I'm just like, if you think that Enzo is bad, you obviously don't watch Chelsea.
Yeah, I think when he first, like his first maybe 6-7 games, I think he really stood out when we were still shit, but not as shit as we are now. I think since Lampard's come in, it's been a bit of a mess, to be honest. I think the whole system hasn't really worked for him at all. No. He hasn't really been able to do what he needs to do. So he definitely hasn't looked as good, but it's just, it's typical Premier League fans, it's typical Twitter fans just to completely jump the gun and just write someone off after literally less than half a season in the league. It's stupid. Enzo is class. We have him for a long time. He's not going anywhere unless he has nudes of the ownership group, and he'll blackmail them.
Would we have to buy him out of his contract or someone have to buy him out of his contract?
Yeah, literally like any contract. Yeah, they'd have to pay the rest of it, but the rest of it is it's a fucking 9-year contract.
It's a long time.
The guy is locked in big time. Like he is chained into the Chelsea.
Then again, he did say he loves it. He loves London. He loves Chelsea,
and he'll be good. And I'm sure he will hopefully flourish here. But to say that he's shit, bro, you need to grow up and allow that shit.
There's so many people. Yeah. So many people on social media. No one does their due diligence, and everybody's got an opinion, even though you don't watch the games. Like, I could have an opinion on Everton. I don't watch Everton games.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not, so therefore I'm not going to speak about it. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it's like putting it out there just to get reactions of other people, of other bitter fans.
Yeah.
Just because we bought them and you didn't.
Yeah.
If it was the other way around, we wouldn't be saying that. Like, I wouldn't be saying that about, like, if you signed him and he done the same stuff.
Yeah, no.
Because I don't watch you.
No, you literally
like no one like you got to watch these teams. Like if you're gonna have an opinion about Chelsea, then at least watch a fucking game. But yeah, honestly, sorry, just pissed me off. I need to say it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's that. Any more Chelsea news that you want to go through? Oh, actually, sorry, there is a bit.
I've seen it in the notes. Go on, say it. Go on, say it.
Hey, what bit are you on? What bit?
Right at the bottom of the notes. Chelsea have lost 20 games across all competitions in a single season for the first time in the Premier League era.
Yeah. Yeah, 20 games across all competitions in a single season.
So I just, in the Premier League era, I just want to say that the Premier League era started in 93, so that is 30 years now.
30 years, yeah.
And I just want to say that when people say, like, you weren't, like, where were you when you were shit? You know how people say, nobody actually cared about Chelsea until 2003. And they kind of falsely believed that we were terrible before 2003, which
we weren't. We were still top 4.
Untrue. We're still winning FA Cups and cup winner cups, and still in top 4s and maybe not challenging for titles with like the Arsenals and the Man U's, but we were definitely like giving them good games and we're a good team in the league. But it just goes to show how bad it's been because we've never been like this in the Premier League era. No. So it's just, Yeah, I mean,
So demoralising.
Lucky
bro.
us. I don't know. It's not
Oh.
lucky us. Clearly, it's unlucky us. But
Yeah.
I guess at least we get to see it.
You know, I just want to bring it back. Sorry, to the Arsenal game quickly.
Yeah.
There is a statement from Arsenal, and they have made an arrest a bit following the use of
Frank
a laser.
Lampard. Oh. Okay. Sorry. I thought the football police had arrested Lampard and chucked him away for his crimes against management.
Not yet.
Okay.
I think that's scheduled for next week. Actually,
yeah.
For just after the Bournemouth game. So an arrest has been made following the use of a laser during the match. The behaviour is dangerous and totally unacceptable, and we will fully support the police with their inquiries. We will obviously take the strongest possible action. Bullshit, but. It was bad, and there was a picture of Mudryk, he put it on Instagram actually, of a laser in his eye, a green laser in his eye, and he said it's okay with a love heart thing. It's just like, has this bloke not been through enough this year, or like his country's in turmoil. He's getting absolutely battered left, right, and centre by 007 memes, and now he's getting lasers shone in his eye. When you're winning 3-0, bruv, like it makes no fucking sense. But anyway, Arsenal just goes to show Arsenal fans still scum. So
have it.
There you go. 3-0 up, and you're shining lasers in people's eye. You're fucking pathetic. Anyway, let's move on to the women's, shall we? What have women been up to since we've missed a week of podcast? So
of course.
The week before that, on the 27th of April, we lost we didn't, sorry, we drew against Barcelona 1-1, but they did have a 1-0 aggregate, so therefore we lost 2-0 on aggregate, 2-1 on aggregate, and that's us out of the championship. Us at the Champs League. And then we had a game 2 days ago on the 3rd, and we won 2-1 against Liverpool. Thank fuck for that. With goals coming from Charles and Kerr. Kerr literally saved that game in the 86th minute with a rebound to give Chelsea the lead. After the game, Hayes said, I know, what did she say? I knew we would fight until the end. I think we have a hangover from the Camp Nou, but the changes definitely had an impact. I know we can produce better performances, but when you get to this stage of the season, you have to get results, and I'm confident we can. We are now 3rd in the table, with Manchester City a point above in 2nd, but the games in hand mean we're in a strong position to secure
2 games in hand,
a 4th consecutive title in continues to be a thrilling title race. So we hope, pray, we're at the Champions League, focus on the Super League, and get that 4th dub.
We need something positive. We need the club to be doing something right somewhere.
And the GOAT, Sam Kerr, man.
Yeah, keep scoring.
Again.
I'll be excited to look back at her kind of goals comp this season.
Oh my God,
and actually just her stats as well, because she has been putting in work this season. And fair play to her. Another part of the club, then we'll move on to the youth setup. Since, a few days ago now, the last games that have happened for the under-21s, the development squad, and the under-18s as well. I'll start with the development squad, who lost 4-1 to Brighton and Hove Albion. Under 21 slumped us. 2
Sounds
goals
about
from
right.
Yeah, I know, right? 2 goals from Moran, 1 from Hinshelwood, and 1 from O'Mahony. Leo Castledine got the kind of what would you call it?
I still love that name, man.
Yeah, it's class, isn't it? Sounds
It's
like a
so
fucking
good.
Marvel character. He got the only goal for the development squad. Maybe I'll see him in Marvel Snap soon.
Hey.
And the under 18s the day after got a 4-1 win against the Brighton and Hove Albion under 18.
Strange.
Ronnie Stutter scoring, George McNeely Stutter again in the 94th minute, with Knight scoring for the under 18s.
He scored once. He scored once. I went, did I stutter?
Did I stutter? Did I stutter? He's come up quite a lot in these goal scoring.
Records
when I've been looking at the youth. So good, he's had a good season. I don't really know much about how those games went. I haven't done as much research on them as I normally would, because I've just been moving, so my life's been fucked.
So if you want
but
all your youth news,
yeah,
you haven't got any. So
no, sorry,
just
yeah,
you know.
it's not the best, but there's a good account on Twitter called Chelsea Youth, and he knows everything about the youth setup. So
Yeah,
look for him, and trust me, he'll tell you
he'll
what's
sort
going
you
on.
out. He'll sort you out.
Yeah.
Moving on to rival watch. Rival watch. Haaland has broke the
My
all-time
G.
scoring record at 22 years of age in his debut England top division. And he smashed the record by who previously held it by Alan Shearer and Andy Cole, who both netted 34 goals in the Premier League that run a 42-game season. Haaland has now scored 35 in 33 games for City, who are favourites now to lift the season's trophy. So, Arsenal, soz. But yeah, what do you reckon? Absolute animal.
No, I mean, what do you say, man? The guy's a monster. Literally, he just bangs goals of all different types, headers.
Yeah.
He's chipping balls. He's doing bicycle kicks.
Everything.
He's scoring tap-ins. He's scoring great finishes, great headers.
He's a class guy as well.
The only thing, he's so funny, isn't it? Have you seen that clip of him with John Stones where he's like, Le Louvre? Have you seen that where he takes piss out John Stones' accent? So he's a funny dude. He's got real charisma. He's a nut job. Like that goal he scored against Arsenal to like kind of seal the deal, where he fucking took his hair out of his hairband and it was just flowing in the wind magically, and he just slapped it in. An unbelievable stat line, a crazy record. Scored more goals than us this season.
Yeah,
just in his first. You have to think like in Drogba's best ever season, he only got 31, and Drogba was an absolute leng man, literally Premier League icon, football icon, and this guy has come in and banged in 35 goals. And even like Aguero, his prime never got close to that.
No, exactly. And the season's not over.
No, exactly.
There's 7 games.
He could, for him, and the way
how many games left? 9?
I don't know. No, not that much for City. Surely not.
How many games have got left? I don't even know. But yeah, absolute ridiculous stats from the cyborg himself.
Yeah, and he's got Champions League games to score as well. They've got 5 games remaining. 5 games remaining left.
Five games remaining.
Yeah,
and you're gonna absolutely smash this record. I think we're looking at another 5-6 goals at least.
Potentially, yeah. So it'd be amazing.
5-6 goals.
It'd be amazing if he could break the 40. That would be like just an unbelievable first season.
Yeah, and if anybody deserves Hall of Fame, it's got to be him.
Yeah, for sure.
Already.
Already.
First season.
Yeah,
first
I guess
season.
So.
And sorry, right, but if he doesn't get the Ballon d'Or,
right,
if he does not get the Ballon d'Or, it's fucking rigged, because that is ridiculous. It's like when Lewandowski didn't get it either.
Yeah.
It's rigged. If he does not get that Ballon d'Or, it's an absolute farce, because as a Chelsea fan, he's fucking brilliant, and I think he deserves it. To break the record that has been set for 2 decades, more than that.
I mean, Alan Shearer, it would have been
25 years.
It would have been, it would have been in the 90s.
Something like that.
Surely.
Oh my god, ridiculous. I think it was in 1998, wasn't it, or something like that. So 25 years odd, and to break it in your first season, if he doesn't get the Ballon d'Or, I don't know what football is anymore, honestly.
It's crazy. He's got 57 goals this season across all competitions and internationals.
Mate, it's so bad. It's like, oh my god! If you know what? He could just take teams on his own. He could literally just turn up on his own, and everybody would be like, "All right, just hand him ball," because we already know what's going to happen.
He's just hooping, and I think one thing I really like about him as well is that I think this is like for me the difference between really top strikers and half decent ones. Like, I remember a lot of people really miss Tammy Abraham, and who scored good amount of goals for us, like nearly 20 goals a season on both the seasons. He was our kind of main striker. But what used to really frustrate me about Tammy Abraham is that he would get his goals in bunches. He would score, like, he'd have a good run of like 5 or 6 games where he'd get maybe 1 or 2. And then he'd go quiet for like 2 months and he wouldn't score. Then he'd get 5 more. And then by the end of the season, you think, a 20-goal season, that's pretty good. But the difference with Haaland is that there are very little breaks between his goal scoring. Like,
it's the longest all the time.
Yeah, the longest break he's had in goal scoring all season is 3 games. And that was Chelsea, Southampton, and United.
How ridiculous is that?
Yeah, and that was in January. So, games coming thick and fast. Other than that, he scored in like nearly all of the other games. And I much prefer to see a striker score 1 goal most games than to score 2 or 3 in a game 3 times a season, and you look like you've done all right. But let's not forget, he's also done that because he's also scored multiple hat tricks. He's already got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
He was the fastest,
and a 5-goaler as well.
He was also the fastest person to get 3 hat tricks. In the shortest time period. Which was 4 games.
Yeah. He's a monster, bro.
What the fuck, man?
He's a monster.
So it's nuts. So I don't know what they're putting in his food, but I would like some.
Yeah, yes, please.
Yeah. I did write this down. This is from last week, but I need to talk about it. Right?
Yeah.
When Tottenham got beat 6-1 by Newcastle.
Yeah.
And they went 5-0 down at half time. Lloris.
But they were 5-0 down in 21 minutes.
21 minutes, yeah.
They got fucking blammed.
Yeah. At half time, Lloris, bottle job, just like the rest of Spurs. And he fucked off, and the other keeper had to come out. So Lloris is just fucking, had enough. Imagine being that substitute keeper. Just being like, oh shit, like we're 5-0 down. Then Lloris comes in and goes, oh, I'm not playing anymore.
Yeah.
And you're like, hang on, I've got a what? Like, I've got now. So, and then to do better than him and only concede 1 in a half. I think it's absolute shithousery, really bad sportsmanship. But that's the French for you.
I mean, it's crazy. So, like since that 6-1 loss, that was on the 23rd of April. Tottenham have gone on to draw 2-2 with United. You think, oh, fair enough, a good turnaround.
Yeah.
And then lose 4-3 to Liverpool in like the dying moments of the game the other night on the 30th of April. So, again, this is what I said earlier about how it's annoying because they're not having a good season. In their last 4 games, they've won, but they haven't won. They've only drawn against United.
Yeah.
So they're fucking shite. But
to that bad, they're that bad that they reimburse travelling fans for the loss,
I
don't think I've ever heard.
I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing. They have the highest season ticket prices in the league. So
apparently it was out of the players' pockets as well.
All right, yeah, good.
Yeah, apparently good. So I think that's a good thing, and I think all clubs should do it, to be honest. Because if I go to see my club away, if I went all the way down to
Newcastle as well,
if I went to Southampton, the whole country, like I'm in Liverpool, so like if I went the whole country down to Southampton, and we was getting smacked 5-0 at 21 minutes, I wouldn't be a happy bunny.
No, definitely not.
No. Obviously, they're not rivals, but I wanted to talk about it. Jose Mourinho, Roma manager, says he wore a microphone to protect himself against the worst referee he has met in his life during his side's 1-1 draw with Monza on Wednesday. I just wanted your opinion on this because I think that's absolutely disgraceful to the point where refs are getting that bad all around everywhere, Europe even, and to the point where managers have to wear a microphone so they don't get, criticised for saying something that they haven't said.
It's mad. I didn't know this story actually. This just goes to show how fucking unplugged I've been. Yeah, I didn't even know about this, but this is hilarious. That he literally wore a microphone to protect himself. And get like proof of like how this guy was talking.
Yeah.
He literally said, "This is why I love Mourinho, man. He's literally box office as hell, isn't he?" So I went to the game with a microphone. I recorded everything from the moment I left the locker room to the moment I returned. I protected myself. This ref called Daniele Ciuffi, is the worst. Technically, he's horrible. Zero empathy, zero communication, zero awareness. He absolutely slaughtered him.
I guess. Absolutely love him.
I've seen actually a couple of clips of referees in Liga 1 recently. Who have been mic'd up so you could hear the way they're talking to players and how they're explaining. Let's have that. Let's bring that in, man.
I want it because you can hear the players as well.
Exactly.
Therefore, if it's the players' fault or not. Yeah. Obviously, most of the time you can lip read them and they're going fucking wanker like that. You know what they're saying.
Yeah,
but exactly. It's like, oh, I didn't fucking do it, ref. But I would love to have that because if it was on Anthony Taylor, I need to listen to that. Jesus Christ. what a shit show car wreck that would be.
What?
But
Sure.
yeah, I think it's a good idea. I mean, rugby refs have it, so why can't we? Rugby refs also can just pause the game and have a look at VAR at any time.
Yeah.
Or not even VAR, sorry, just a screen, because they are the fucking ref. They don't need a virtual one.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we should bring it in. I really do think we should bring it in, and it's just like Formula One. They show you clips of what they've said on the radio and stuff like that to the pit boss and stuff like that. So it's like, why can't we have that clarity? I think it's all everything's like advancing and football isn't. It seems like we're just dead in the water, not advancing with anything, and then when we do, aka VAR, it's a fucking shit show.
Yeah. No, I know for sure. It's just yeah, we need better accountability. We keep saying it, don't we? That the refs are just...
We need better refs. Honestly, just sack all the refs, get a whole load of them from Germany. Done.
Yeah,
that's it.
And then we're
easy.
sorted.
So I don't know. Anything else to add onto the rival watch?
No, not really. I can't think of anything. I promise everyone I'll be better next week when my head's in the game and I've got this. Having said that, we could have a baby within now and then. So actually, my head,
true.
But I might also be distracted by that, or I will be probably. But no, not really. I mean, I think it'd probably be good to quickly touch on, obviously, the game coming up before we go.
Oh God,
Bournemouth. Yes, we got Bournemouth. I don't have really many stats here to kind of.
No, I'll do a preview. I'll be doing a preview anyway. But I have no hope, no faith.
According to Google, we have some insights here. Bournemouth have won 4 of their 11 Premier League meetings with Chelsea, drawn 1 and lost 6. Through 3 of those victories, although 3 of those victories have come away from home. So normally they don't actually win against us at their ground.
Yeah.
They typically actually win against us at our ground, which everyone is doing this season as well.
Yeah, apparently.
We've actually lost 3 of our last 6 Premier League meetings with Bournemouth as well. So Bournemouth are weirdly a fucking bogey team for us. Yeah. And they seem to always turn up and put in the performance and give us a hard time. I think we're going to get fucked.
I've got a bad feeling.
I've got a bad feeling because Bournemouth are 13th. Oh, there we go. We're level on points with Bournemouth. They've had an uptick of form. They've actually won more games than us this season. That's great, isn't it?
Okay, no.
And I feel like maybe it goes 2 ways. Either they feel comfortable, they feel safe, they're not going to work hard for the win, and they're just happy to coast out, or they actually have a bit of pride about them more than our players do.
It'd probably be the latter.
Yeah, and they give us a good game, and they want to solidify their safety. If they go above us, then they will definitely have done that. So,
yeah.
It's not looking good, Brev. I'm nervous. I have a feeling they're going to beat us, to be honest, which is so embarrassing to say, but we're so bad
a loss. I'm expecting a good 2-0, 3-0 loss.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't see us scoring. I just have no hope or faith in this team at all at the moment. We are fucking dog shit.
Yeah.
And with Lampard in charge, he'll probably put fucking, I don't know, he'll probably go and buy fucking Petr Cech and put him up front. But, it's just some of the decisions he's making are fucking terrible. So, yeah, I have no faith. I think 3-4-0. 2-3-0.
Yeah.
I think we're going to lose. And as a Chelsea fan, it's still so strange to say that.
Yeah.
It's still so strange because I'm used to being like, oh yeah, we'll win. Yeah. Bournemouth, 3-0 that is. 3-0 win that is. Hey, easy. No, them days have gone. So what do you reckon? Score prediction?
I'm feeling they're going to shithouse like a 1-0 win. They'll just get a goal. They'll get a goal from like a corner.
And then just sit off.
And they'll just sit off, and we've got nothing. We can't offer anything up front. We can't even, we can't even get close to a goal. So it's just, like Wolves earlier on in the season, they'll score a decent goal, and then that'll be all she wrote for us because we just don't have it in us to fight back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And with that being said, I think that's it for the podcast. Thank you for listening wherever you're listening.
Yeah.
Please give us a review. Please leave a comment. Please subscribe, like, all that stuff. It bloody helps. I'll be doing I don't know if you're going to join me for a preview, but there will be a preview for the Bournemouth game. And then we'll inevitably do a reaction to the loss.
Yeah.
So we'll catch you on the flip side with that one. This is going out on the Friday, so there'll also be a preview tonight as well. Thank you for listening. Anything you need to say, Bo?
Stay strong, everyone. I know it's a tough time. Let's just try and ride out this season as best we can.
Yeah, and ignore the haters. Ignore the haters.
Don't get tilted by people on Twitter because they're just all daft and they're trying to get a rise out of you. So don't let them. Just be sad and depressed like we are. Because then no one can hurt you because you're already hurt.
And with that being said, thank you for listening. This has been the Pride FT with Bo and myself, Clark. And as always, up the chips.
Thanks for listening to The Pride. If you enjoyed what you heard, feel free to leave us a review on your podcast app of choice and maybe drop a like or follow on our YouTube, Twitter, TikTok and Instagram pages. And as always, up the Chels.